Hello and welcome to Griddle Cooking with Chef Sherry Ronning. Have you ever done combination cooking with your Blackstone Griddle? Today I'm going to show you how to make Swiss steak with combination cooking. We're gonna brown the steak on the griddle. It's gonna be super easy that way. And then I'm going to put it in the slow cooker and let it cook all day long. And it is the best Swiss steak recipe that you will ever have. So let's get started. Okay, we got the griddle is hot. It's been preheated on medium heat, and we're going to get started. We're going to just put a little oil, and I'm probably going to be using the whole griddle because I've got a lot of steak here that I'm going to be using. I am using cube steak, and basically it was just we got a full cow or half a cow a little while back, and we had some of the meat that we weren't quite sure what to do with it. And so my husband we have a cuber machine, and so he ended up running some of the steak through the cuber machine. So that's what I'm going to be using, but you can also buy it this way in a store. We've bought it. Look in your the meat department for cube steak, and you'll be able to find that there. So I just have flour in a bag, and honestly, I don't measure. I just kind of take and throw, because I have a lot of steak here, so I want to make sure that I have enough flour. And then I'm just going to season this. Use your favorite seasoning. I am just using the Lowry's, and I'm going to season the flour here. And just some Morton's Nature seasoning. So you can use salt and pepper. You can use garlic, seasoning if you like that. So I'm just going to give it a little shake there like that. And we've got our griddle hot. We've got it oiled. So I'm just gonna go with this and just start going. So I'm just gonna add a couple pieces. You don't want to overcrowd the bag. So I'm just adding a couple pieces of steak to the bag here, and then I'm going to take it, blow some air into it, twist it, shake it, so you coat it nice and good. But then you're going to kind of shake that coating off. You don't want to, you want to be careful with this bag that the heat from it doesn't put a hole in the bag. And so I'm just going to take and just go like that. See, I'm shaking off any excess. If I can shake off any of the excess flour and go like that. And you know what else I am going to do is I'm going to take and put a little bit of, you can use butter or margarine, and a little bit more oil on here. So I could add just oil, but I want a little bit different flavor. I'm thinking this is like that, and I'm just going to go like that and just spread it around here, spread it around the meat. So this is going to help it brown a little bit better, and sometimes I will use a little bit more of that when I'm cooking. There we go. We're going to spread that around. I just don't want the Swiss or the brown steak to burn. I want it to get like golden brown in color, and this will help it do that. It'll cook right around it. Yeah, that's where we go. I think I like that better. So we're going to keep on going, and this is just like quick cooking. We're doing this very quickly, and normally I've done this on a pan on the stove, and it just takes forever when I do it that way. And so I found that doing this on the griddle is so much faster, and you get it done really quickly. But then I like to slow cook it in the slow cooker, and just let it go all day. So this is something that I've actually done like the night before. I will do this, like say after, like if we maybe griddled something for dinner the night before, I will take and prep this up. And you want to make sure that it's covered in flour. Like I pulled this out, and there's parts that aren't covered in flour. So you just want to make sure to shake it up and get all of that coated in the flour. Because this is what's going to add the flavor, you know, it just adds so much to this dish. And I'm just going to keep on going with it. Do a couple more rounds here. And as you can see, like, this is cooking. This is exactly what you want. It's like flour here, and then this here is the flour is absorbing into it. So I can tell that it's browned on the other side, so I'm going to turn it. Look at that. That is exactly the color that I want with this. And I'm just going to keep on going. Looks like we're going to have plenty of flour in there. And you want to make sure when you put the steak on, you're spreading it out. Don't put it on in a ball. You want to get that all that surface onto the griddle so you can get that browned on there. Yeah, I got a little piece here. Even these little pieces are really, really good. All right, now I got 2 more pieces to go. Just like that. And as you can see, if I were to do this on the stove, I would have to be doing several batches, and it would take 2 or 3 times the amount to cook this as it is doing it on the griddle. That's why I love browning on the griddle. So I don't know if and I don't hear anybody really talking about this cooking method with the griddle. But I do this all the time with our griddle. I will do, like, I'll take whole turkey, cut it up into pieces, and I will brown flour it like this with the seasoned flour, brown it on the griddle, and then I throw it into an oven bag and pop it in the oven and just let it slow cook. And man, oh man. So I did bring this hand. This hand was not been, I've had it with the bag, but this hand is all like got the flour and stuff on it. So I did bring, which I like to have, my bucket of soapy water here. I've got my wash rag here, and I like to have that bucket of soapy water out here by the griddle, so I'm not having to run inside and wash my hands. I'm not contaminating everything that I'm touching, and I can go like that with it if I need to. So I love my bucket of soapy water. I love it. So this side looks dry, and I'm going to add some more of the butter here to it. Let's see here. I did bring out a knife. So, and this is one thing, when you're cooking on this, you just got to kind of look at your food and see how it's reacting to the griddle, and then just kind of adjust if you need to. And it's one of those things, the more you cook on it, the easier you'll feel. And I've got flour all over the place, but just be prepped up. That is one thing. I had my tray. I like to use these trays here to bring out and prep up. So the next step on this. So this here, these look pretty good. And actually, I've got this part here that looks kind of dry. I'm going to add a little bit more over here. Kind of missed that spot, but it'll kind of help that cook a little bit. And that's because the reason I know that is because I've made this recipe for like 30 years. This is a recipe that I've been making a long, long time. But normally, before I've got the griddle, I would always do it on the stove in batches, and it was just a pain. But it was such a good meal that I did it anyways. Okay, so those are nice and golden brown. I'm gonna pull these off on here. And so then we're going to make, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the sauce for the slow cooked meat here. So I have, this is what I use, is my slow cooker. I use this all the time, especially when I was a working mom. This was my lifesaver. I would make stuff the night before, throw it in the slow cooker, and then before I left for work, I would put it on the slow cooker on low, and when I came home, we had a nice hot meal and a delicious hot meal that everybody could have. Or another thing too was, like, when my kids got into sports, they would come home off the bus. I wasn't quite home from work, and they were hungry. They were always hungry when they were off the bus. So I could have meatballs in my slow cooker. I could have this in the slow cooker, and they could eat when they wanted to. This was a huge lifesaver for me when I was working. Okay, let's turn. We've got, yeah, nice golden brown color. So you just want to make sure that you don't overcook either. Show ya, look at the nice golden brown color. That color adds flavor to it, and that is what you want. Look at that. Nice color. And we got a little bit that wasn't done, but that's okay. Remember, we're going to cook it a little bit longer. And we're going to turn that there. And look at that. See, we're almost done with this. I'm going to let this cook. So we're going to work back on the sauce that I use for this. So I'm using 2 cans of cream of mushrooms. I will have all the list of ingredients in the description for you. For the slow cooker slick steak, we are going to be making this cream of mushroom sauce for it. So I have 1 can of the cream of mushroom in here. I'm going to add the second can. Just like that. And then I have 1 can of water. I just filled up this can of water we're going to add to it. Just like that. And I'm going to gently stir it. Stir this together. And then I'm also going to add, I took a small onion and some carrots, and I chopped them in a chopper, and we're going to add to this. So this sauce, this is the chopper that I used. I just used this attachment. You can use any way that you want to chop it up. This is just what I have, and I've used it for a long time. So you just open it up, and I have the carrots and the onions finely chopped there. So I'm going to take that out, and I'm just going to add that to my cream of mushroom sauce here, just like that. There you go. So the sauce for the Swiss steak is 2 cans of cream of mushroom, 1 can of water, and chopped up onions and carrots. You just mix that together just like that. It'll be nice and creamy. Super, super easy to do. It is really, really an easy recipe. And so then I'm going to be pouring this into my slow cooker in layers. I already have a couple in here. So I'm just going to add a little bit, because you don't want the bottom to be dry. That is one thing that you don't want. I have the Swiss steak in here. So I'm going to make sure that I'm turning this around and that it's getting on the bottom, so that sauce, cream of mushroom sauce, is on the bottom there, like that. And then I'm just going to take these and slowly add them in here. And you can do layer like that. And actually, I'm going to save a little bit out for Lola, because I know Lola can smell this. Lola is my Yorkie dog that I have, a 6-pound Yorkie, and she loves this kind of stuff for dinner. So I'm just going to go like that. I'm going to shut off my griddle because I don't need it anymore. Just remember to shut off the gas, shut off the burners. So I have it layered in there like that, just the steak. Now I'm going to add the sauce to it, the rest of the sauce, and I'm going to pour the whole thing over top of it, just like that. There you go. Like that. And then I'm going to take and just kind of work that sauce in between those layers there. And that's it. That's all you need to do with this. Just pop this on the slow cooker. I'm going to take this back into the house. I'm just going to put that on the slow cooker. And I'm going to set it on medium, probably medium, because I'm here all day, so I can stir it every so often. If you're just doing it and you're leaving it for 8 to 10 hours, put it on low and just let it go. It'll be fine. And, you know, it will be good while you're gone working. And I could tell you, this is the best recipe. My family loves this recipe. You can add beans in there to add a little bit of more vegetables to go with it. You can add potatoes. I've done the baby potatoes put in there. I've done like even just small pieces of carrot, put it in there. So you can have the meat and you can have the vegetable to go along with it, or you could serve it with a salad. Super easy. It is the best Swiss steak recipe that you're going to make. But this combination cooking with the Blackstone griddle to brown the meat and then slow cook it in the slow cooker is to die for. So you're going to love it. I hope you give this a recipe a try. And I hope you will take and think more about different combination cooking and what you can do with the griddle and with other things. We've done combination cooking with the smoker, done smoked meats, and then finished it off with pulled pork grilled cheese sandwiches, pulled pork tacos, you know, different recipes. So that is the combination cooking that I'm kind of want you to open. It might open up a whole new world for you, world of thinking of what you can do with your Blackstone griddle, and just give it a shot. So if you're looking for more recipes, go to my website, frommichigantothetable.com. I have a recipes for the Blackstone Griddle cookbook. Every single recipe has a full color photo in here. I have over 50 griddle recipes in here. I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, appetizers, and snacks. And you can get this digital version if you want it right away. You can get the printed version with the free digital copy. I will leave the links in the description down below for you. And check out my recipes. I have all kinds of Blackstone Griddle recipes on my website, frommichigantothetable.com. And I hope you come back and watch more of my videos. So we will see you again soon. Bye.